Hello everyone, I am ERR Stories and welcome back to Life Thoughts and Inspirations TV. Today I will be sharing with you 3 ways on how you can do self-publish your stories without spending a single centavo. But before we dive into the tips, let us define first the difference between traditional publishing and self-publishing. With the traditional publishing, there's a big publishing house or a company that prints your books and markets it to the people around. So, usually, there are writers who are scouted or given a contract so that they will be signed up for that company, like you are a writer of that particular company. Okay, that's traditional publishing. For self-publishing, on the other hand, it's really on you as a writer to produce either electronically or physically the copy of your book. And if you produce it physically, like really printed version, most of the time you get to spend more than maybe 10,000 pesos if you happen to print a book, because printing is actually very expensive, especially if you will only be printing limited copies. So I'll be sharing with you some tips on how you can do self-publishing without spending a single centavo. The first one is actually through Amazon's Kindle program, wherein you get to sign up for them, self-publish ebooks and paperbacks for free with Kindle Direct Publishing. So you will just be submitting your story. They have a particular program that you have to, particular format that you have to follow. There's a detailed instruction on their website as how to configure your story. Like you have to edit it in a bit, of course, their format. But once you are able to follow that format, there's no fee for you to submit your story. You will be given up to 70% royalty of your book. And it's also on you as to how much you will be charging or you will be selling your book. You have an option to distribute it only as an electronic copy or to distribute it also as a printed copy. According to their website for Kindle Direct Publishing, you get to reach audience as far as US, Canada, Germany, India, France, Italy, Brazil, and even Mexico. In fact, from my end, I have recently signed up my story Relentless under their Kindle Direct Publishing, and hopefully, I hope that I will be able to sell that book through their platform. If you are in the Philippines and you are a Filipino writer and your story is more of the more in vernacular and not in English, because for Kindle they only really accept stories written in English. But if your story is written in Taglish, Filipino, or in your own dialect, you can check out materica.store. Okay, with them, what they do, they really produce the printed copy, and you will just be getting a certain royalty for a percent of your story. So you submit your story to them also in a format that they need, and they will be posting your story in their bookstore, online bookstore, and that your readers, you can ask your readers to go to their website. They will just be buying the book online, and Materica will print a copy and send it to your respective readers. So they will be paying you through PayPal of whatever share that you will be getting from the book. It's also like in Amazon, it's also up to you as to how much are you going to sell the book. For Materica, I have uploaded my story, Hello There David, and I'm happy to say that I was able to sell some copies already online through their website. Okay, so the second tip is, apart from uploading your stories on online platforms like Amazon and Materica. The second one is actually you can produce an e-copy of your book through a PDF format. So what you do, there are free sites wherein you can post your stories, like Wattpad, or even through creating a Facebook page of you as a writer. You post your stories there for free, and maybe at a certain chapter, from, for example, your story is like 30 chapters, you post the story, the chapters 1 to 15 online, make it available for free, and then if you want, it's your option, you can actually like maybe ask your readers to buy the remaining chapters of your book at a very minimal cost, and you can send to them the online copy or a PDF version of your book. The third one, which is actually kind of tricky and maybe risky on your part as a writer, is to actually look for a printing press that would print your book and sell your books to your readers. I would only recommend this one if you have a very, like, a big fan base already. Maybe like you have active readers who really read your story and would want a printed copy of your books. So what you can do, for example, your book has maybe 30 chapters and you have a lot of readers, you can post in your page or in your group that you will be self-publishing a book, and the cost of the book is, so for example, it's 350 pesos, you post it, and just require your readers to pay in advance, and that money you will be using that to print the books through the small printing house. But when you do this, just be extra careful not to be tempted to just run away with your money, because your name is at stake, you as a writer, you as a brand. Those are just the tips, some tips that you can consider to do self-publishing. But before you undergo with all of this self-publishing strategies that you would do, make sure that you register your book under the intellectual property right, so that people won't be like you are protected of your copyright. Until then, I'll be sharing with you maybe some other tips on how to market your books and the likes, more on the succeeding reviews. So until then, I hope I was able to share something with you, fellow writers. This has been TRR Stories. God bless you and stay safe. Bye-bye! Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. And yes, always remember Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Bye-bye!